first one you can actually already see on the slides. If you are a more experienced investor, that you already know stuff about fundamental analysis and technical analysis, we have an advanced academy at exactly the same time in T360, or Mundellville 360, over there. And if you would like to go there, feel free to. Mace is actually moving there right now, so if there are more advanced investors and who would like to switch rooms, you're allowed to do so. Anybody? No? Cool. Second announcement is that unfortunately our microphone is not working. So in case those in the back cannot hear me or hear my colleague properly, feel free to move somewhat more in front. We don't bite usually, so feel free to do so. All right, now we can actually properly start the academy. Let me first start with introducing ourselves, like that you guys know actually who is presenting this stuff to you. My name is Corijn Volders, and I'm a bit of how to say, dinosaur within BNR. I was treasurer in 2012 to 2013, and I've joined the academy committee since. And my colleague is a bit younger, not a bit. This is Alex Paganini, and he will introduce himself a bit later. But let me ask you again, who you guys are? And I would like to know you guys, please. Who of you actually has been to the academy for last week? I think like half of you, that's good. But also for those guys who have not been to the academy last week, these are completely different subjects. So as long as you know what a stock is and the introduction, then you will probably be all fine. Right. Who of you guys is a bachelor student? Alright, who's a master student? Also a master student, cool. Who of you guys are doing econometrics? Economics or IDEC? And then business administration or IBA. And I'm always curious, who's doing something else? And what is that? Medicine? Cool. What's your name? What's your name? It is for medicine. Cool. People other studies? Administration? Cool. What's your name? Ivan? Cool. Ivan E. Cool. And who of you guys is from the Netherlands? Alright, who's from abroad? Different country? Alright, where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
Brazil.
Brazil, cool. And you?
Chile.
Chile, cool. That is an entire South American bank here. Cool. Awesome. Last question. Who of you guys has ever bought a stock or bond or whatever investment product before? 16. Cool. And who's never bought anything before in investment sense? That is? Cool. Alright, so most of you are relatively new investors, and that's cool. Because our goal as BNR Academy Committee is to also, especially I would say, train new investors in becoming good investors. So that after 1 year of BNR Academy stories that you will be able to tell your parents or grandparents or that annoying uncle what he should buy or sell or how he should invest his pension, although maybe the latter is not too good to do. Anyway, but that you are experienced enough to school your family, school the guys that are not within BNR. Right. Let's then talk about what we're actually going to do today, because you're not just here to listen to me chattering about myself and that stuff, but you're here to learn maybe a bit about BNR, and that's also where we're going to talk a little bit about, not as long as last week, but we're going to talk a little bit about BNR. We're going to talk about fundamental analysis, and we're going to talk about technical analysis. And after that, we have a nice quiz where you can win a fabulous prize. Alright, let's start with BNR itself. For those last week, you should not be surprised, at least I hope. But for those who are new, BNR actually has 3 pillars. We have 3 pillars of activities and stuff you can do within BNR. And the first one is actually our investment groups and investment competition. With a BNR, each and every one is going to join an investment group. At least, well, you can choose to opt out, but nobody does that actually. And with an investment group of about 10 to 20 people, average 50, you're going to pitch in a bunch of money, usually around 300 euros per person, and you have a pool of investment funds together. Out of 15 people, you have 4,500 euros, and you're going to buy and sell products with that. You're going to buy stocks of Philips and Unilever? Are you going to buy Redmond turbos and strange investment products and stuff that you would not like to buy with your own personal portfolio? And you're going to compete against other investment groups in our investment competition. We have 40 investment groups right now, which is quite a lot. And every week you will see the results of that competition online. So you were able to tell to other investment groups or ask other investment groups what the hell they did when they lost 10% in 1 week time. So that's our investment competition. The second pillar are our social drinks and activities. We actually have a social drink this evening and next week evening in a park, in a nice bar in our house. So feel free to join us. And we also have a lot of activities: poker tournament, pool tournament, a karting competition, lots of nice activities. So that's also a nice added benefit for BNR. And finally, we have our academies, our career path. We structure the academies that everybody is able to learn how to invest. But also for those who are more experienced with investing, we have some nice bits and pieces. And we have also some very advanced lectures to make sure you understand the details of how investing works. We actually have a couple of different academy tracks, which is sort of a bundle of lectures on one specific topic. For example, fundamental analysis and technical analysis, where we'll hear a lot about today, but also lots of different topics will be treated. And we also have some career activities, some workshops, and lots of contacts with companies. So if you do the job, then you can also have some nice contacts here with you. Welcome. Right, that's the three pillars. I think that's enough for about BNR so far. If you want to know more, of course, about BNR, feel free to join our drink this evening and talk a lot to those guys with the beautiful green ties. They will be able to tell you everything you want to know about BNR. Right, that's about us. Let's talk about investment. For that, I'm going to give the figure to my colleague, Alex.
Well, first of all, welcome everyone from my side as well. It's a pleasure for me to stand here in front of you because last year I was sitting in your same position. I joined BNR last year, and since then I'm active, first of all, in the academy committee, and I'm also the chairman, the chairman of Audacity. So feel free to approach me one of the following rings. I would like to meet some of you guys. We're recruiting for new members, so we can have a talk together. I am an IBEX second year student. I'm also a member of the honors class. But that I would say is enough about me. But we will start with today's topic. Today's topic is fundamental and technical analysis. So basically the two different approaches to stock evaluation. For those who work with us at Academy, if you remember right, last time we learned how we buy stocks. We learned that if we want some Apple stocks, we cannot simply go to other time and ask the cashier if she has some stock for us. But we have to open our laptop or call our broker, and he will actually buy the stock for us in different ways. But today we don't want to see how we buy the stocks, but we want to see which stocks do we want to buy. At this point, I would like to refer you to a book. It is also in your magazines if you have. It is a Random Walks Down Wall Street by Burton Malkiel. And it was my first book about investing and finance, and it was the first book for a lot of people in this society. And it is a really good read. It shows a lot of concepts and different theories behind investing. And you should definitely borrow from someone or buy it. I mean, it's probably the best investment we all make in this academy, in this society. But one thing I like about the book is how it started. And he says that investing is a gamble. And investing is a gamble whose success depends on your ability to predict the future. Obviously, we're not going to predict the future randomly, but we have two frameworks to help us with it. And one is fundamental analysis, and one is technical analysis. We're going to focus on fundamental analysis for the first part of this academy, and I'm going to talk about technical analysis after the break. I don't do slides now. Let's talk about fundamental analysis. What is really fundamental analysis? It is about looking at the economic drivers of your company and looking at the product, at the company itself, how it's standing financially, whether it's good management. You really look at the market itself, how are the competitors, how is the market share of the company, how how are governmental regulations, because this can pose threats to your company. And Malcolm in his books describes this theory as the firm foundation theory. He chooses the word firm foundation theory because he argues that each stock has an anchor to it. And this anchor is the intrinsic value. And this holds this kind of company together. But what is this intrinsic value? The intrinsic value is the actual or fair value, as the definition says. So basically, you take all tangible and intangible factors into consideration, and you calculate this intrinsic value. So some of you might think, okay, what's the difference between the intrinsic value and the actual value I see if I open my laptop and go into Yahoo Finance? Well, the difference is that the market value is something that's supply and demand. In the equilibrium of supply and demand, we will have a market. Well, the intrinsic value is much less objective because we need to calculate cycle steps. And to show you how this intrinsic value develops, we can draw this word first. We see the intrinsic value, which is pretty stable over time, and we see this other graph. This is the market value. And it fluctuates very much around this intrinsic value. Why is that the case? Well, the case is simply that there are some people who are more optimistic in the market, people who are more pessimistic, and stocks very much move around this intrinsic value. But bearing this in mind, investing becomes a very simple thing. Because what we're trying to do is we try to find companies that are somewhere here. So basically where the market value is below the intrinsic value. And we assume that in the long run these two align. So these two get together. So if we buy a stock over here and hold it in our portfolio, we hope that in the long run these two get together and we can a nice profit. On the other hand, it's also important to realize which companies in your portfolio are overvalued. Because a company over here has a market value which does not represent the company itself. There might be some bubble, or there might be other things that drive this price so high. We will see later what cases it can be. However, it's important to bear in mind that the intrinsic value is the actual, the fair value, and the market value fluctuates around this. Why do we have differences also in intrinsic value? If I calculate an intrinsic value, it's going to be much different probably from your intrinsic value. And that's simply because of different assumptions we make. If you make different assumptions, these can affect very much the calculation you have. Another problem are how you give a monetary value to certain assets. If you think about intangible assets or a patent, how do you want to record it? I mean, a patent can be worth nothing, a patent can be worth millions or even billions. So let's now now that we talked about this intrinsic value, we want to actually find out how do we calculate it. And that we see here. We have a lot of tools in our that we can use to calculate this intrinsic value, and three of those we're going to introduce you today. We're going to talk about a qualitative analysis, a comparable analysis, and a discounting. Bear in mind that the objective of this lecture today is not that you can go home and actually calculate yourself the intrinsic value of different companies, but rather that you know what fundamental analysis is, and you really can make the difference between technical and fundamental analysis.
Although feel free, of course, to try to calculate some values from maybe not yet invested at all, but
the first step when you try to give a value to a company is get to know your company. You have to know your company as best as possible, and that's an approach Peter Lynch is one of the most famous investors out there in the world. He was the manager of Fidelity, or mutual fund of Fidelity, and he says that you should look at investment opportunities very close to you, because people always try to think about some strange but the real opportunities to invest in are much closer to you. So everyone goes every day on food shopping, maybe you don't go at that time. So why not analyze a stock as at a time where you actually know a lot more about it than you know about some IFS company in the US. And a way to assess this company in a qualitative way is the SWOT analysis. And that's what we're going to do now. SWOT, who of you already know SWOT analysis? What it is? Absolutely. What SWOT analysis stands for: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And what this framework allows us to do is to look where a company is, where a company can go, where the company's opportunities are, and what its threats maybe are. Opportunities and threats are an external factor, so they're not controllable by the company itself, while the strengths and weaknesses are internal, so they're actually manageable by the company. But what are actually strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? Well, we should very much look for these two, for internal ones, not financial resources. You should look at human resources, or at processes they have, or access they have to certain patents or licenses that other companies do not have. For strengths, you could ask, what is my company doing good? What does it better oppose to its competitors? Where is its unique selling proposition? So really, what differentiates your company from another company? Weaknesses on the other side should be things that your company is to invest with, or things your company can improve on, things that your company should avoid in the future to do. Let's look at some examples. If we look at strengths in the financial resources, we can look at the liquidity of the company. We can look at the debt side, maybe a little debt. However, all these financial resources can also be a weakness. Maybe a company has a very bad debt situation opposed to its competitors. Maybe your company has a new process that makes it more efficient at producing a product, or maybe you have very old facilities that cost more to maintain than your competitors want. If you look at opportunities and threats, we should look at the broader picture. We should look at the market itself. We should look at trends in the market, lifestyle changes, new technologies, governmental regulations. And for example, an opportunity could be that you could export to a new market, or a threat could be a new competitor which is growing and is also gaining market share. The government in this case proposes a very important role, as he can make some laws which can be either an opportunity or a threat. Just think, for example, if the government is about to pass a law of making more renewable energy. If you're producing solar panels, probably it's very good for you, it's a big opportunity. Or if you're looking for oil, it might be a threat if you want to move to more renewable energy. Very important with this concept is only use relative strengths, weaknesses, or whatever. Never use absolute. In a sense, if everyone is producing a high quality product, it makes no sense to put it as a strength. You should really look at what differentiates you from your competitors. That's about it about SWOT and qualitative analysis. Maybe one thing to note is that you should try to give it a dynamic approach, which means if you take, for example, BMW. BMW, probably 50 years ago, someone mentioned Elon Musk, Tesla. No one was even thinking about it. Said, who is this guy? We are not interested. Maybe 10 years ago, someone else mentioned it again, and they recognized it as a threat. Because they saw that people are actually in demand these electric vehicles, and that it is a possible substitute for normal cars. But what did BMW do? They did not think it was a threat. They said, okay, actually we have a lot of money, we can spend this money in research and development. They also have existing research and development facilities, and what their aim is to turn this opportunity into a strength. So they really would like to have a good position in the electric vehicle market, and that's what they're trying to do.
I can do this analysis, because otherwise it's just random facts that you get from the newspaper that you may influence you not in a subjective way.
Yeah, good question. Actually, there's, if I'm not mistaken, actually a website that also does certain SWOT analyses. You can actually sort of have a framework in mind. I forgot the name, but I will look it up. And then you actually have sort of example of SWOT analyses that you have, okay, some insight in what, for example, Air France KLM is doing, why it's good or bad. But I don't think there's more like a formal framework than this. Okay, else your question? What question, Pamela? No? Cool. Let's go into the second way of analyzing a company. Because the qualitative analysis is really like digging deep into what the company is doing and how the management is performing and that sort of stuff. The second way of analyzing a company is looking at comparables. Comparative analysis based on comparables. So that's actually comparing a company to its competitors. And not just any competitors, like it would make no sense to compare like Apple stocks to whatever Alpine or Ahold, but to its direct competitors, like BMW against Mercedes and Volkswagen and that sort of And there's maybe 1,000 different ways to compare companies. You can look at their debt ratio, you can look at how much own equity they have, what the cash position is, lots of different ways. But today we're going to look at one particular way that's used, well, a lot, as I say. And I think if you look at Investment 101 pages, then this may be the first one you will encounter, and that's actually called the price-earnings ratio. And why is it actually called the price-earnings ratio? Because you compute it by just taking the price of the company, just the market price right now, and divide it over the earnings. That's the basic idea. And well, if the price-earnings ratio is high, should you buy the company or not? So isn't it? At least some of you have an idea. No. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Because the price per earning will be too high. Very good point. And if the price-earnings ratio is low, in general, you want to buy. You do want to buy. Because what do you actually get if you invest in a company? You're an investor, so you're sort of entitled to the earnings that the company makes. If the company is going to make lots of earnings, then your share is going to increase. So you actually sort of pay a price, that's where this ratio is from, to get those future earnings, to get those earnings from the company. And this sort of has an indication of how cheap that company is. I've made up some numbers. You can check it online. These are not the actual numbers, but I just made it up. From, let's say, 6 oil companies. And why I use, you need to use 6 companies or a couple of companies from the same sector. Do for example, compare that Apple stock to Albertijn or to Ahold. You will see lots of different figures. Those are not comparable because maybe Apple will grow a lot more than Ahold, or will grow less, or whatever. There are lots of different factors, so you just can't really compare them to each other. But if you use the same industry, like the oil industry, and you can compare these types of companies. And you can see here that you actually, well, total BP are actually relatively cheap. BP might be cheap still because of the oil spill, you never know, but there could be some other things involved. Exxon is more expensive, and PetroChina is really a lot more expensive. This is actually sort of based on real figures, because PetroChina is kind of expensive, because people expect a lot from China, but the question is whether you should actually buy it or not. What company, well, I'm not even going to ask you what company you should buy, because it's relatively easy. In this case, you would just buy BP, and well, if you have shares, sell PetroChina, or buy something that you can speculate on PetroChina. Is this clear so far? Is he nodding faces? Cool. Something interesting to note is that it's not really relevant to calculate the price-earnings ratio with the earnings of this year, because well, the company has already thought about them, and you can compare those companies also based on earnings in the future. I made up some numbers here as well, and you can see that well, Total is actually still cheap, even cheaper if you compare to the earnings of the future. That really might be a bit underpriced. PetroChina is actually going down its price earnings ratio, so it's relatively expensive if you look at the earnings right now, but if you factor in the future growth, it might be less expensive. Yes? Yeah, that's a good question. How do you come up with these numbers of, how do you come up with earnings? No, yeah, you can. You can forecast it for the future. And maybe, and that's also why I had some blanks here, you need to get them somewhere. You can think of them yourself or get them from analysts, and maybe they weren't able to forecast that properly, or they have made some mistakes. And the farther you get in the future, the harder it is to forecast. Does that answer your question? Cool. So these numbers, and even if you would like to try to forecast the earnings for BP for 2050, don't even try. Nobody knows. So the farther you forecast ahead, the more difficult it's going to be. But you can maybe get a quite accurate forecast for next year or the year after, maybe the year after. And then you have some indication of whether these earnings, this price earnings ratio is sort of. And in this case, well, PetroChina might be really expensive right now, but in the future it's less expensive, but still too expensive. And from Exxon, well, this is relatively expensive right now, but in the future it gets cheaper because of growth. So you need to compare those companies based on price earnings ratio and also. Is that clear? Cool. This is one way to analyze companies and compare them to each other. As I just said, there are lots of different ways. And it's important, and I included the one on the slide, never only use one multiple when you analyze a company. Try to use multiple multiples. Yeah. Because a low price earnings ratio might also signal other things. It might also signal that the earnings are just really low for 1 year, or the earnings are some other things could happen in the company. So also try to look at that situation, or try to look at other stuff that's happening. This is one way to look at it. And this is called the comparables. Yeah, comparable analysis. Let's go to a different way to analyze companies. And that's called the discounted cash flow. Discounted cash flow. This is the second way of analyzing companies. Let me draw a line. Because what do you actually get when you buy a share of a company? What you get is that you're entitled to the earnings of the company in the future. Or, maybe easier and better, you're entitled to the cash that the company makes. So that cash can go in your pocket through dividends, or it could be reinvested in new machines or new other types of stuff. And that's actually where the discounted cash flow is all about. What you do, you make a model, or you try to forecast it, or get it online, or think about something yourself, and try to make sure that you know what the earnings in the future are going to be. For example, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, etc. And this actually, these euros Yeah, that seems like a lot, but there have been times where bank accounts actually pay 10% interest. When I was born, you may calculate what it was, my grandfather put up money aside for my studies and actually got 10% interest for 10 years, which was quite nice. So it more than doubled after 10 years. So if you would have 10% interest, let's say you invest it right now, you would now have like €1. In 2017 you have €1.10. 2018 you have €1.21. 2019 you have €1 and whatever 33 cents, and then it continues. If you go to 2000 and okay, 23, you have €2. As you can see, you get some funds. Your money grows every single year. And it does not only grow by a fixed amount, but you have compounding interest. You also get interest over your interest. And it's nice to have. So your euros in the future are not worth the same as your euros right now. You need to find a way to convert those future euros into euros right now. And if you do, I'm not very good at drawing, as you can see, but I hope it makes sense. If you do find a way, then you can calculate what the company is worth right now. And that's what discounted cash flow is. Is that concept clear? Questions on that? No hands yet? No? Cool. That's what discounted cash flow does. Yes. And for that we have a very nice formula, which is the cash flow in period T, let's say 2017, over the interest rate. And we do the interest rate to the power of T because we have that compounding interest effect. We also get interest over the interest of the interest of the interest of the active. So you divide up the cash flow over the 1 plus the interest rate, in this case 10% to the power of T. So cash flow of 2026 would be 2026 in euros over 1.10 to the power of 10. That's how you do the discount cash flow. And what comes out is the cash flow is the value of the company right now. But we are not interested in the value of the entire company right now, but we're interested in the value of just one share right now. That's pretty easy. We go to an annual statement or some investment website or whatever. We just plug the amount of shares they currently have, currently are outstanding from the company, and we divide the total value over the amount of shares. And then we have, for example, 10 euros, or 15 euros, 20 euros. Why do we want to know that? Because, and there comes the nicely drawn graph from my colleague, Alex, in play, that 10 euros is our intrinsic value. That is our anchor of our company. So if the company is worth 10 euros based on our discounted cash flow, but we only pay 5, then we buy it. And if our company is worth, let's say, 10 euros again, intrinsic value, but the price is 20 euros, then we sell it. And that's how we can decide whether we should buy or sell. Right. I think that's all about the discount cash flow. Yeah?
Can I just point out that discounted cash flow model is the only one in this case that gives you an exact value of a share price. So we saw, for example, you discount all the cash flows and you get divided by the shares, and then you get, for example, 10, 50 euros per share. If you look at comparables, we don't have this case here. We don't have a single number that says your company is worth that and that. However, you can look at its industry, and you could look, for example, the one you had with Shell, BP, Exxon. You could look at what the value of the other companies is, and then you try to predict the value of your company by looking at the others. For example, if one company that you will have better liquidity or whatever, then you can make investment decisions based on that. So it's not that you always need one exact price, but you can also make investment decisions based on comparing, for example, companies, which makes it much easier than doing an extensive cash flow model.
Yep, exactly. So we've seen actually three ways of analyzing your company. We have that qualitative analysis, where you go to look really closely at the company and see what it's doing. The SWOT analysis, as my colleague Alex told you. We have the second way is the comparative analysis, where we go to calculate a comparable, like the price-earnings ratio, and compare the company to its direct competitors. And the last way is the discounted cash flow, where we go to try to forecast what the cash flow of the company, what cash it's going to make in the future, and calculate it back to right now, and then we have the value of the company. That's the three ways to look at fundamental analysis. After break, we're going to look at technical analysis, but before break, one remark. If you already think, well, I would like to start investing right now, I think we have that. Yes. Yeah, we have a small competition, or actually quite a nice competition, called the Bucks competition, B&R Bucks competition. Bucks is a new enterprise, has a nice app where you can buy and sell shares, really short term, lots of leverage and lots of